Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Guys, the newest episode of Arrow, Season 4, Episode 18, 11:59, just finished airing on TV. Now I'm here to review / just talk about the episode. If you have not seen the newest episode of Arrow, 11:59, click away now. Humongous spoilers within this review. I will spoil the episode. I will go into spoilers in this review. Click away if you've not seen 11:59, the newest episode of Arrow. Are you gone? You have been warned. Spoilers coming right now. Okay, are you gone? Let's get into this thing. So, the biggest thing, guys, we have to talk about. The death has been revealed. And the death is Laurel Lance, a.k.a. the Black Canary. It's been a theory. All the characters besides Oliver and Felicity have been a theory of who could be in the grave. Captain Lance, Thea, Diggle, Felicity's mom, Laurel? It's Laurel. I was quite shocked because they were going a little bit back and forth. There was one moment where they kind of teased, even though I don't think Malcolm would have did it, but Malcolm and Thea had 2 fights in this episode. The second fight, it could have ended badly for Thea because she still lost the fight between Malcolm. So I was thinking for a second, Thea? No. It's Laurel. Quite shocked. I've been theorizing it could be Diggle or Captain Lance. I've said Laurel a couple times in videos, I think, but my 2 biggest contenders would be Diggle and Captain Lance. But Laurel Lance, to me, it just didn't really feel like that was something they would go with, because they've, in Season 3, brought in her to be the Black Canary, name from the comics. You know, Laurel Lance is the Black Canary in the comics, because on the show in Season 2, we had her sister, Sarah Lance, being the Canary, Black Canary, and now she's the White Canary on Legends of Tomorrow, and we now have the actual Black Canary name from the comics. So I'm quite shocked. This is the direction they went. I do have one thing to say before we continue on with the rest of this episode for review-wise. There was one section that felt kind of weird, where we see an outside shot panning, and you see Laurel and Oliver's hand touch, and then the next shot is showing Felicity, Diggle, and Thea, and then all of a sudden these doctors come rushing down the hallway. Then Laurel Lance is convulsing and shaking on the hospital bed. So it was a quick jump. So you didn't see where Oliver is there, and all of a sudden she starts shaking, and then he calls the people to come over and try to help her because she's, having an attack or something like that. So I thought for a second, maybe she and Oliver are planning this is a fake death. They're going to fake her death. The reason why I flipped from thinking that initial thought back to the Laurel Lance is in the grave is because we see Oliver leave the room, tears down his face, and he's so disoriented, he's freaking out, that I think that he would not have done that if it was all planned. Because he could have easily been pretend to be upset and crying in front of them, but there would be no reason for him to walk out in the hallway and still feel this way when he knows deep down Laurel's not dead. But there's no real way they could have faked it at a hospital. I don't think. So I think it's real. I think Laurel Lance isn't they said when they revealed the flash forward scene, Season 4, Episode 1, the flash forward scene with Oliver at the gravestone. You don't see who's written on the gravestone, and you see Barry Allen Flash pop up. They have said, since that episode aired, the first episode of this season, the person in the grave sticks. The person is not getting out of that grave. It is a permanent death. So it's permanent death. There it is. Laurel Lance. You actually get to see my reaction to the episode because I actually reacted to part of the episode. I'll have part of the episode reacting-wise more than likely up tomorrow evening. Because I have to edit it, of course, picture-in-picture and, try to make it to where it won't get blocked. But I did record my reaction to some other bits of the episode towards the later part of the episode, like where it really picks up. And I kind of figured that the death would not be the beginning of the episode, so I recorded during the moments towards the later end of the episode, so I'll be cutting up a few of those things there. But yeah, I did record my reaction to the death. It's pretty intense. So there is that. You'll be seeing some stuff that I really don't cover in this review in the reaction. I'll try to get some of the stuff that I didn't really cover in this. So, anyways, let's get to the next thing, which is revealed, which you'll see in the reaction as well. Andy Diggle is working for Damien Darhk. I should have known. And this is the same scene that revealed Oliver's suspicion that Andy's working with Damien Darhk is Laurel Lance's death. So a lot of stuff happened in that particular scene. Andy's revealed to still be working with Hive, especially with Damien Darhk, helped him get the last piece of the idol that he needs to start absorbing it and get his powers back. Same scene. Damien takes Laurel's life. Just stabs her with an arrow that Oliver Queen shoots at him, and he catches. Stabs Laurel with it. Ooh, that was a very intense scene for sure. So yeah, I had my suspicions since day one that Diggle, Andy Diggle, was working for Hive, that he was not recovered, that he wasn't a changed man. I just didn't believe it, and I was right. So there you have that. Next thing I do want to talk about in this is that, back to Laurel, but it's not really about the death. It's the fact that Laurel had a lot of things in this episode where she was offered district attorney in this episode by the new mayor, which is Damien Darhk's wife. And I kind of knew that once they did that and then they started showing other things as well involving a lot of her in this episode, that I had my suspicions, and I kind of was thinking, well, maybe it's going to be Laurel, but I wasn't really sure because it could have been a misdirect, because the show has done misdirections before. So I didn't think that was really going to happen, but I do want to say, in conclusion of this review, because mainly it's a very Laurel-centric episode, that they did really good with having her involved a little bit with, the new mayor, which is Damien Darhk's wife, which is really weird because she's the one who took down her husband in court, essentially, and seeing Laurel wanting to, change up her life and actually might take on the job or, stop being the Black Canary. It was really interesting to see that change in the dynamic of Laurel, who, at first, maybe I don't want to turn down this job offer. Now, maybe I want to keep the job offer. It's going to be insane to see where the show goes from now, especially for the next episode, which I'm assuming will be Funeral. I'm assuming. So there you have it, guys. This episode was intense. A lot of great reveals that, Damien Darhk and Malcolm Merlyn are working together. Seeing Laura have a lot in this episode and her death. Andy Diggle's revealed to work with Damien Darhk. This episode's jam-packed with stuff. There's a lot going on in this episode to further along what's ultimately to come. Because, for the past couple of episodes, Damien Darhk, after he lost his powers, haven't really been that intriguing, except for the court scene with him in court. But this episode, they really pushed hard. This is I wouldn't say it's the best villain on Arrow ever, but it's definitely risen up a little bit ever since what he did tonight. So we'll see where they take the show from here. But I know this is probably going to piss off a lot of people, but for me, it's like, look, you got to go through these things in order to, refresh the story, refresh the show. It's not the person I would have picked to be in the grave, but it's a person. They picked it, and I felt it, man. The feels, man. The feels. So there you have it, guys. That's my review and my thoughts about this episode. You'll be seeing my reaction, part of my reaction to this episode, not, from the beginning to the end. You're going to be seeing just bits and pieces towards the end of the episode of my reaction to this episode tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching my review of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.